This is the video I love to watch other people do, but it's also the one I am the most scared to do. It is reacting to bad reviews of my favorite books. No one can be emotionally prepared for someone to tell you that your opinion sucks. Your taste, garbage. And, of course, a disclaimer. There is no disclaimer. I will be offended by everything. This is a personal attack.
Is that like a personal attack or something? Or...
Yes, it is! For this video, I'm going to do 4 books. 3 of those books will be the top 3 books of 2019. Let's see if I can remember. Life Between Us, Imaginary Friend, and luckily I have the list right here still. I can't remember the 3rd book. What kind of a person am I? Alright, it's Vicious and A Darker Shade of Magic series. So, we're just gonna pick one. Let's do Vicious, the first book. So, Vicious, Imaginary Friend, Life Between Us. And then the surprise final book, which you guys probably already know which one I'm gonna look up and be extremely angry about if I see the slightest bit of criticism. But Vicious first. I think it's got 4.24 stars. Good rating. A masterful tale of ambition, jealousy, desire, and superpowers. Yes. But let's go ahead and jump past all the good stuff and go straight to the 1 stars, where I will refute everything you say. Okay, it technically says 0% of people gave this 1 stars, but it says, oh, here's the exact number, 743. That's not exactly 0%, my friend. That is some type of percent, I assure you. Okay, first one. DNF'd at 60%. Wow. An extremely unpopular opinion among my GR friends. I agree. Wow. This book has taken me 4 days to hit 60%. Not because Vicious is a long book. No, I could actually read it in 6 hours if I wanted to. However, I hated this book. Insert angry gif. This book was on the back burner of my TBR until I saw one of my close friends had loved it. Well, I no longer trust that lady's opinion because I have never been so bored during a book. Wow. Every character is bland, their backstories suck. Disagreement. There is not a single vicious person. No, you are wrong. I will tell you that right now. I mean, I'm imagining what happened before 60% of the book is up. I'm seeing a lot of blood in my mind, and body parts. 60% of the book and nothing had happened. Okay, I kind of agree there. It is chiefly backstory, which I still enjoyed, because it was bloody. We got to know the characters more. We got to know their quirks. I enjoyed that thoroughly. But I do get your point. It does take some time to actually get to the climax, the Eli versus Victor part of it, in real time, not flashbacks. So, I get you right there, but stuff did happen. I can't believe it. How does that happen? I've never been so infuriated. The concept of this book was interesting, but execution was simply poor and uninteresting. If the author had maybe stuck to not switching time periods every single chapter, the flashback thing, it may have flowed a lot better and let me, the audience, feel more sympathy for the characters. Valid, but I still think it ended up pretty well. I also want to point out I expected a lot more brutality throughout this book, but was thoroughly disappointed. I know we're talking about vicious, but vengeful? Body count is high. There was enough to keep me interested in Vicious. I remember there was like a fight scene that felt so much like a climax, and it was like, I think maybe 30% into the book, and I'm like, I already feel like we're at the end. Like there is tension. It was like Victor was stabbing someone in his kitchen. He was like talking to the person while he was stabbing them, like the most casual thing ever. He's like, slice. I'm like, dang, you guys are hardcore. I'm someone who likes death descriptions and a lot of murder, like a messed up person. I relate. And despite the story which this book told, I got none. There's like 1 billion murders. I may go back to this one day simply because I hate owning books I haven't read. It is either that or regifting it. Give it to me. I would love multiple copies. Mildly afraid my friends are going to crucify me for this opinion, but what can I do? I tried. One valid point in all of that. Yes, sometimes the flow was interrupted by flashbacks, but I still think they were good enough flashbacks to risk the interruption. Huh? It's not brutal? This book was brutal. I'm reading the comments of that post. Someone DNF'd around page 200. They said the story's not original. It's a mixture of the movie Flatliners, some of Neil Gaiman's works, and X-Men. Haven't seen any of those. Haven't read the Graveyard book, so I really don't know. Eli and Victor are so flat. They don't become 3-dimensional. They are stuck in 2-dimensional form. I didn't feel why Eli was driven to his extremism. Yeah, I get why he was driven to his extremism. Eli, he feels like he's been given a mission by God to destroy all these people who have, like, inhuman abilities. He like justifies his own ability regeneration because it doesn't affect anyone but him. He can't cause harm except when he goes out and murder people. He has that Judge Frollo righteousness that I love. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. That's the best villain. There was one thing about Victor that I really liked. It was like one of his habits. He loved like getting books and just, what's it called, defacing them. He liked getting a thick marker and just inking out words and writing his own story within a story. I thought something like that was really cool to do. I love those characters, and I thought they were very dimensional. Although, they did mention how, like, no one understood why, like, Victor was the way he is. He's a moody little bucket of angst. He had some parent issues growing up, but, you know, aside from that, I can't really think why else he's so angsty besides just, like, cynicalism. So, okay. But I get Eli. But I love Victor, because he wears his angst so well. Number 2, Imaginary Friend. Stephen Chbosky. Oh, dang. This only has 3.53 stars. I was sure to get much more than that. Oh, I haven't rated this book yet. Read 5 stars. There, maybe it'll boost up. It's a big book too, but it went by so fast because it was just so fun to read. Okay, show me the 1 stars. 5% of people gave this a 1 star. Most people gave it a 4 star. Okay, first one to pop up. Too long, way too long. But it was fun. This morning I finally managed to finish Imaginary Friend. I started this book and was immediately hooked. Me too. It was uber creepy, really well written. I was loving it. Sadly, it was all down here from there. 700 pages of which maybe half ended up being relevant / adding to the story. Now, I love a tome. I recently read Wonders, which was longer than this one, but had 0 wasted scenes or words. There was one character, Mary Catherine, that I liked, but I was still like, why are you really here? Because she contributes to the story, but did we need that part of the story? I'm kind of iffy on that part. And like weird stuff was happening with her. Weird. Like I still don't get what the deal was. Trust me, I can cope with a long narrative that you need to commit to. It was the slogging through endless pages of repetitive nonsense. I've heard this before, that's repetitive after a certain point. The part of the book where like a big reveal is made, it's a lot of chasing. And like it could be repetitive, but it was good chasing. I love a car chase scene in a movie, so I was invested. I wanted these people to escape. I wanted them to be safe. I was concerned for them. But I do agree the ending like split into like 5 different directions. I was still interested though. It was the eventual realization. He spelled realization with an S instead of a Z. I know it's British, but it still throws my brain for a loop. It was the eventual realization that this was one long sermon from which I am supposed to learn something, and boy does the author ram that down your throat ad infinitum for the last 20%. This is like a very dark twist on Christianity. Yes, the whole book is like that, so if you're not into that, don't read the book. I was into it. It was basically, in my opinion, the author plugging his belief system but disguising it as a horror story. Most horror stories are based in Christianity. What do they use to throw a demon away? Crucifix. Holy water. The name of Jesus Christ, our Savior, blah, blah, blah. Be gone! The power of Christ compels you! But it was so dark, and I loved it. Too long, way too long, even allowing for my very personal reaction to what this book was, and allowing that quite rightly for some readers this novel will resonate in a different way. I honestly believe it needs a huge edit. Any book can be edited. Okay, cool. There's so much white noise, the plot, the message, whether this message appeals to you or not, gets lost along the way. It's probably in the woods with about 1 million deer and a few white plastic bags. Those deer were creepy. You had to be there. I agree. You had to be there. My screen keeps like going on screensaver, but I really can't recommend it. The ending could have been a bit tighter, but it was such a good book. It was creepy. I didn't really have a lot to argue with that one. Let's see. Here's a short one. Dragged on way too much. Really should have been half the length. I skimmed to the end. My rating kept shedding stars as I plowed through the nonsense. I'm not a fan of Christian fiction, and if it had been advertised as such, I never would have started the book and I would have been spared. Okay, you can't classify this as Christian fiction. You really can't. Once you like get into it, you would know it's pretty not. Like, it's based on it, but it's not. Another review, we spend the next 670 pages inside a Christian story that's so on the nose that it's actually overly kind to call any of it an allegory. It is, but it's not. And I want to tell you why it's not, but it's a spoiler, and I'm just too lazy to edit a spoiler thing in it. Apparently skewed view of women. I don't agree with that at all. No, I like all the women's book. Mary Catherine, I like her, but we could have edited her out. I agree. So much biting by deer. Yes, the font in this book is crazy. Like, I agree. Like, it was crazy, but it was spooky crazy. Like, there would be random, like, capitalizations. You were supposed to decode it. That was part of the fun. I hate this book with the fire of 1,000 suns. No, you love it with the fire of 1,000 suns. The writing was boring. It was not. Yeesh, this is not what I expected. Basically, the major complaint is that it's too Christian. It is, but it isn't. And it's like, there are parts I don't think it was too on the nose because it wasn't Christian. It was like the darkest twist of it, bordering blasphemy, okay? I loved it. I agree, could have had some things edited out, but it was awesome. It was genuinely unnerving at points. The deer, the plastic bags, the talking cat in the show, just the powers this kid had. I can't recommend this book enough. But let's get into The Wife Between Us by Greer, Hendricks. Lovely person. 3.84. Disagree. It should be 5 stars. Murphy Napier, she read this. Oh, I gotta read hers. 4.5. I love Murphy Napier. She was the first booktuber I found. I love this book. Domestic thrillers are my love right now. Girl, me too. Let's be friends. A lot of times with thrillers, you get the kind of people that are absolutely insane, and I love reading that. Girl, yeah. She's talking about stuff that I actually don't remember at all, so that means I need to reread it. The stuff with Maggie seemed unnecessary. I can't remember who Maggie was. I need to reread it. Oh, I am going to defer with Miss Murphy, my friend. Oh, wait, I accidentally made it disappear. Come back. I would like to pretend that epilogue didn't happen because it just felt like a missed potential. I love that epilogue. I was like, dang, circles within circles. I still gave this 4.5 stars, so my complaints are small. I love this. We agree. We loved it. But I really like that epilogue. Okay, 1 stars. Ooh, 1% of people. 1% of people are an idiot. That's right, I said it. Warning, unpopular opinion. I cannot for the life of me understand the high ratings and great reviews this book is getting. The description for this book on Goodreads literally says, discover the next blockbuster novel of suspense and get ready for the read of your life. Blockbuster novel of suspense. Did I just read the right book? Is this a joke or... This book claimed... Oh, dang, this is a big boy post. Okay, hold on. Gotta get my throat ready. This book claims to be a suspense/thriller, but it's neither of those things. Disagree. It's both. It's a mystery that is It's not a mystery. No, it's definitely not a mystery. It's a thriller. There is no mystery. We know. We know. It's not a mystery. I don't get why you say that. Oh, and you use profanity. It's a mystery that is dragged out throughout the entire book that I couldn't give 2 craps about. Honestly, I made an update around the 200-page mark where I complained that nothing interesting had happened in the story yet, and I wasn't sure if I should finish it, but I did, and blank, this book was my Everest. It took so much energy to finish this book. This book gave me energy. The title and the Goodreads description of this book made it seem like it was going to be a crazy twisted love triangle. It was! With so many plot twists there were. And that is going to be so different from... I spotted a grammar issue. You wrote that is going to be different from anything else. Your opinion is now invalid. And that is going to be so different from anything else you've ever read. But in reality, it's this ridiculously annoying love triangle with a main character who is obsessed with her ex-husband and a few lame plot twists. She was Spoiler. She was obsessed with her husband because she was terrified he would do the same thing to another unwitting girl that he did to her. She was trying to save this girl's life. Yes, she was obsessed, but it was a good obsession for the good of humanity. Gosh! The majority of this book is the main character, Vanessa having flashbacks of her marriage with Richard and how, oh my god, he was so perfect then, and oh my god, where did it all go wrong? We were seeing the warning signs in the flashback. It was so boring. Screensaver. Stop screensaving. The writing style is confusing. No, it wasn't. It was super clear. The writing style is confusing too because I was always confused when it would randomly dive into a flashback. How? The flashbacks in part 1 were literally separated from the main story that was told in third-person point of view from the flashbacks that were... The flashbacks were told in third person. The main Are we still in the spoilers? Flashbacks were third person. Real time was first person. That's how you tell. I don't understand how you don't understand. Writing style is confusing because I was always confused when we would randomly dive into a flashback. It was like one chapter, flashback, one chapter, real time. There's a pattern. I never knew what scenes were taking place currently and what scenes were flashbacks. It was clear. It was just very unorganized. It was not. This book attempts to make a plot twist at the end of part 1. It did. I was amazed by it. Maybe because it was my second thriller and I just wasn't expecting it, but I was still like, what? Doesn't really change anything in the story. It changes everything in the story. It's not a great plot twist. It was. And I was expecting more from the next 2 parts. There was more. When I finally realized what the story is about towards the end, and I realized it wouldn't be any mind-blowing plot twist, the plot twist, spoiler, was that the abused wife manipulated her own husband to divorce her so she could escape the situation without him hurting her, all according to plan. He thought that he was getting rid of her. No, she was manipulating. She was tricking him into being okay with getting rid of her. That was a smart move. I was really disappointed. At the end of the day, this is just another one of those stories where, view spoiler. Oh my god, that's a long spoiler. I ain't reading that. I just hate that the main mystery happening in this story is trying to figure out what went wrong in Vanessa and Richard's marriage. You missed the point of the story entirely, mon frère. It's not about what went wrong. It's not about what went wrong in the story. It's what went wrong. It's not about what went wrong in the marriage. Nothing did. Hear me out. The problem is that Richard is just a messed up guy. It didn't happen in the marriage. He's just been like that. It's knowing to look for the stuff, the warnings, before you dedicate your life to someone. It's about outsmarting. I don't know why I grabbed my hairbrush for this. Maybe because all the negative energy is just making my hair frizz. It's about being careful and being smart. Not about, oh, where did I mess up in my marriage to make my husband do this to me? You did nothing. He did something, but it's not because something went wrong in the marriage. He's just a messed up in the noggin. It actually explained that he actually got hit in the head when he was a kid, and it changed him. That happens. It was a short one. I literally punted this POS. I'm not good at the hip lingo. I didn't know what POS meant for a second, but now I do. Thanks, Google. Across my living room when I got to the end. You kicked it! Why? I am willing to suspend disbelief with the best of them for a good story, but what, are you kidding me? Nope, nobody, no. You defended none of your point of view, so your opinion is invalid. This was the most generic thrill I've ever read. I've heard so many people say how generic it seemed, but then the ending blew them away. I was blown away, and I'm genuinely questioning what ending. There wasn't even really a twist ending. There was 5. I just popped my jaw. Ow. Which twist is everyone baffled by? There were several throughout, but not a single one surprised me. The only thing that kept me going with other people's reviews, and I just can't understand it. Do not recommend if you read any other thriller ever. It was fun. Well, that was excruciating. I can't pronounce words with 5 syllables. Well, that was excruciatingly painful to I'm popping my jaw. I need to stop. Excruciatingly painful to finish. But what can I say? My stubbornness got the best of me. There was a few poor attempts at creating a sense of danger, but without any build-up, it seemed forced. Somewhat valid. It's a domestic thriller. No one's getting chased unless you're in behind closed doors. This is about minds over body. We're not here for the physical harm. Actually, there was some of that. But it's the mind games. It's the suspense. I could not get excited by the characters at all. Well, then you have no empathy for your fellow human beings, Melissa. This guy only posted sad faces. Okay, we gotta take a break. My jaw's popping. Wow, it's this crispy Kringles? What are they called? Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies. It's like there are Rice Krispies in my jaw. That was my top 3 books of 2019. But we're gonna finish this off with the best book of all time. Okay, this one I will take offense to. Smallest issue, I will cry. I'm already triggered. 3.98. It should be at least 4 stars. Guys, my little army of subscribers, charge the gates of Goodreads. Give it a 5 stars. Eldest deserves it. Do it for the case. Do it for my well-being. Murphy Napier gave it a 5 stars. This is about my millionth reread. Me too. I will never tire of the story or these characters. Yes. View 1 comment. A negative comment from Murphy Napier's review. I've read this twice and really had to force myself through it the second time around. Don't remember what I thought the first time, since that was roughly 10 years ago. I did really enjoy Eragon, and I do own the rest of the series, so I'm probably still gonna give the third book and see what I think. You didn't say why you didn't like Eldest, so your opinion is invalid. My jaw is popping. We need to end this quickly for my own health. Okay, 1% of people gave this a 1. Aha. I hate Eragon, but I was intrigued to see if Paolini has improved, so I borrowed this book and attempted to read it. Forgive the sin, not the sinner. I hate Eragon. I hate Eldest even more. I literally just felt a flush of heat go through my entire body. If Eragon is bad, it at least had a semblance of a traditional plot. The introduction, the build-up, the climax, and the teaser for the next chapter of the journey. Eldest started off with a flat summary. Each of the Inheritance books has like a short summary of what happened in the first book or the prior book before it. Sort of like, just to give you a recap, I skip those because I binge read the series, so I always know what happened in the original because I just finished reading it and I'm just picking up the next book now, so I never read those. So then it went straight into a continuation from the previous story. Yes, it did. It picked up where the last battle ended. And about 600 pages of exposition full of step-by-step minuscule details that had no bearing towards the plot at all, because finally go into a faux climax again. Faux climax? The faux... This is a... No, this ain't a spoiler, you're fine. Yeah, it's obvious it's not a spoiler. The faux climax of battles, the faux climax battle of dragons comes out of the blue. Cause it was a plot twist! As there was a sadly sparse attempt of interweaving it with the bulk of the book. It was a plot twist! I rather thought the 600 page could be edited out to just 10 pages. No. And it might have made a book a bit better and much more bearable for the readers. Look at my eyes. Eldest caters to two types of the majority of fantasy types. Those interested... This video is destroying my sanity. Okay, Eldest caters to those who are interested in the magic world building and guys who just want to watch people get hit in the head with swords. It has both. This book is Eragon going to the elves to learn how to be a dragon rider, to defeat Galbatorix, who is enslaving everyone left and right. Terrible king. So he's going to go see the elves. But we also have Roran. Roran is Eragon's cousin. He is a nobody. He has no powers, he has nothing, he's just a farmer. And oh, Galbatorix, he wants to kidnap Eragon. Oh, but he can't get Eragon because he's in a stupid forest surrounded by elf magic that he can't penetrate. What can he do? Oh, I will kidnap his cousin and make Eragon come to me. Roran has to learn how to fight for himself. He has to defend his land, his fiancé. It's epic. You have the quiet magic learning, then you have slash. It was amazing. No matter what you wanted, it had it. 600 pages could have been edited out. No, it couldn't have. We needed it. It built character. It built relationships. No, you're wrong, my friend. No, you're my enemy. So how did I bear reading this book? I didn't. I skimmed through the book. Then you shouldn't be writing this review, sir, if you did not read it. Saving myself from the complete painful experience, yet still store out enough to warn other people against reading it. No. The 600 page is short. Emo angsting, super protagonist transformation, excessive hero worship, and fumbling teenage crushing. Emo angsting, I will not argue that because it was so awesome. So many memories. I love this book. Super protagonist transformation. I love that scene. Excessive hero worship. I don't really get that one. No, I mean there's heroes and people look up to them, but I didn't think they were hero worship. Fumbling teenage crushing. That is true. Fumbling teenage crushing. People making a fool out of themselves. That is life. Note in big bold letters. If you're an Eragon fangirl huffing and puffing about my review being mean, save your energy. I'll just ignore and delete your comment. Why? Because I can. This is my review of the said book and it won't change just because you're twisting your knickers over it. I don't have knickers. If you don't like it, move along, find a review you like, hug each other, and sing Kumbaya together over a Saphira spit roast. You're not invited to the Saphira spit roast, cause we'll be busy roasting you. Yeah, burn. Dragon fire. Here's another one. Do elves have pubic hair? I will admit that is a fact I wasn't really looking to learn, but still interesting, I guess. Are Ort marriages performed for ceremonies? I don't remember that at all. What is the life cycle of the giant birds the Nazgul ride? We actually needed to know that, and it's not the Nazgul. It's the leather blocka and the Razak. If the questions like these have haunted you ever since you delved into the world of fantasy, look no further for your answers. Okay, I get it. Oh, it's a Lord of the Rings ripoff. I agree it has very heavy inspirations from Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings was insanely boring, so he made it better. Thank you, Christopher Paolini. Eldest continues the saga started in Eragon by sending our plucky hero into the land of the elves in order to complete his training as a dragon rider. There we learn absolutely everything you never wanted to know about elves. I wanted to know everything about the elves. Think of it as though Lord of the Rings treated the different races not as allegories, but as Star Trek races with their own anthropology. I didn't understand a word of that. Also, all the training is worthless in changing Eragon. They then must ask the hot female identical twin okay, this part's a spoiler, so I'm not gonna read that. Okay, people keep laughing at the transformation scene. I will talk about this. Meanwhile, back on the farm, Eragon's cousin Roran comes into his own by mowing down opposition to lead his people to freedom. He even counts them as he goes along. And now I've killed 5 men. And now I killed 7 men. Yes, he did. He kicked their butts. His story aligns with Eragon's just in time for him to destroy in one page of action a threat bloated out to be important in the previous 500. I agree with that. I remember reading that part. Roran is a good soldier, but there's this really, you know this enemy. They're in the first book, they make a tiny appearance in the second book, and Roran just wipes them out in one hit. And I'm like, oh, that was a little too, I agree, that was a little on the nose, too easy. These guys were magicians. Roran is a human with a hammer. I agree on that one. Okay, the transformation scene. I was so happy when that happened the first time I read that book. Okay, in this book, Eragon is crippled. He had a horrifying injury in book 1. He is the hope of this land, the only one who can defeat GAHHH. However, he has a messed up back. He can't swing his sword. How's he gonna fight? His dragon spear is we will find a way to heal you. You can learn how to fight with your mind, your thoughts, because you can't do that in this book. You can attack people with your mind. However, this injury is crippling him. It's draining his energy. Parts of the book, he can't even walk around. Saphira has to carry him. I felt so bad for him. This poor man. And Eragon in the first book is not the hero that can do everything on his first try. He has to build up and learn. He's had his butt handed to him many times. So there's this air of hopelessness around him. He's not gonna win any fight with GAHHH. He can barely beat up an elf. He can't. They always beat up on him. No one takes him seriously in the elf world. He's a joke. So I was dealing with that. I loved Eragon. I felt so bad for him because he was hurting all the time. However, spoiler here, there's this celebration that celebrates the bonding of the contract between elves and dragons that created the dragon riders. A dragon will be bonded to an elf or a human. They will the human or the elf would have the dragon's long life expectancy. They could live forever. They would have magic. And in this celebration, they have these 2 dancers. They will dance, and they would this is a really mysterious thing that I can't even explain in the slightest, but they summon an echo of the dragon's magic because Saphira's the only dragon left, basically. So it's her ancestral memories, and they see Eragon in the crowd, and because you're our only hope, we will grant you healing. And so yeah, they healed him. I was celebrating with him. I'm yes, we stand a chance. I guess people didn't like that. I actually felt so happy for him because I felt his pain and his response to being healed. He was just over the moon. He was happy finally. So I guess as his best friend, because me and Eragon were best friends, I was so ecstatic for him that it was awesome. And it's established that dragons can basically do whatever they want with magic when the moment calls for it. They can't control magic, but sometimes it just comes through them. I just threw my pen on the table. This is a bed. And so I do get how people can be oh, the transformation scene, it's, oh, way to solve that easy problem. So what? Yeah. Oh, he doesn't learn how to fight even though he is a cripple? No. I just felt so happy for my best friend Eragon. I think this is all I can take. Well, I just looked down. Someone said this is crap. It is not crap. Hopefully see Arya bite the dust. Why are you so mean? Okay, I gotta chill. These are your opinions and I respect them. Yeah. This was fun. What book out there can you guys not believe people don't like that you love? Go on Goodreads and give it Eldest a 5 stars. Please just do it for me, please. It's my birthday, please. I love y'all. I love Eldest. Oh, when am I gonna reread it? I love Murtog! Oh, goodbye. I'm done.